Yo, got like 6 new subscribers, so hello to the new. That's like a gang in it. 6 people. That's quite a lot of people. I wrote a little list of what I want to talk about. I often wonder, like I told someone the other day, I do a little bit of video farming. I upload a couple of videos a day to Rumble. I don't make much money off it, like 20p if I'm lucky. But like, if you think about that, right? That's like people play like mobile games for hours every day, right? I'd rather gamify that and make 20p. Like it's, what is it, 2 videos a day? 20 minutes maybe. But that will compound as well. I'll never understand how people go home and don't have like the mindset for growing into something, whether that's physically or learning or like reading, getting a new skill. I'll never, or having a little side hustle, maybe not even a side hustle, maybe even like starting the business plan for the side hustle. Some people are too scared to like just go. I always just say just go, make mistakes, and like just go for it, because like you can iron it out after you go. Some people call it, it's easy to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission, but then also say that to yourself, So the reason why I can't do anything is because I like having some level of control, and I feel like doing something myself is sort of my control over my life. I feel free when I ride my motorbike, and the business gets me excited. And if you gamify it, you can do it that way as well. But I bumped into a friend the other day, and his old man died, and he wasn't very healthy anyway. Like, this is what my mate said. He was like, he's not very healthy anyway, so it's bound to happen. But like, we also think that way about everything. We're like, oh, this isn't working, but the thing is called a hedonic adjustment in your life. That's something that's coming that you can't stop, but you can prepare for it. And you don't have to like go hide in a nuclear bunker or anything, because life is coming. But you've got to sort of prepare. For instance, like some people might quit smoking after a relationship and then go back to their ex and go, look at me, I'm so much better now, I've quit smoking. And the ex is like, I wanted you to smoke while we were in a relationship. You've waited for the hedonic adjustment to step away. You don't know what you got until it's gone, sort of thing. Does that count as a hedonic adjustment? Because that isn't necessarily inevitable, breaking up. But do you know what I mean? Like, there's something significant in your life. Forgive me, I don't actually know, but I always just say it's something in your life that happens that you have no control over. So maybe you break up, you go, oh, bloody hell, like, I didn't realise how out of touch I am, and you waited until the moment where you were standing still in the middle of a field. You're holding a drink in a nightclub, like looking at it, going, I feel alone in a crowded room. You're waiting for that moment to happen, where really you should be thinking about, all right, who matters to me? Where do I see myself? Do I want a better body? Do I want it? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I was talking to this geezer, and we bumped into these guys. They're very smart people, and they were making vacuum cleaners, and they're making a lot of money. And me and my friend worked out their hourly, and it's a lot of money. But they work 18 hours a day as well. So even like 18 hours is still a lot of money. These guys just don't switch off. They can go get pissed, wake up at like 6 a.m. and crack on. You know what I mean? Like, they're just like, they've got that mindset, like they want it. And one of the lads was talking to me, and he was like, oh, I'll do that for what they're getting paid. I was like, well, go on then. So what? I was like, go work 18 hours a day every day. And this is what I'm talking about, that little couple of pennies I'm making from Rumble. Like, it just builds up, and it's something like, it doesn't mean anything, but again, I'd rather just have that in the background than then play a mobile game where I just waste 2 hours a day. Like, that is sort of like my mobile game. I do play OPBR as well, so and then you can watch your character. In OPBR, you watch a character like level up, and I'm just thinking to myself, I should level up. Like, so you know, you can't be a Puritan, because that will kill you. But these guys aren't even Puritans. They just get on with it. Like, they're up for a drink. They're up for this. They're up for that. But they still get the work done. They will. They're just the mind. That mindset is just like, it's not even hunger. It's like, I'm going to do this, and I don't need sleep. I don't need to eat. I was talking to them about fasting. They were like, "Yeah, I haven't eaten for about 15 hours," and I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, I've just been working." It's like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, "Oh, wow, okay." So like, these guys, they're just bang on it, and there are people like that. So like, so if you want it, go do it. You know what I mean? And then people might even wait for that hedonic adjustment to come in before they realise what they want. And the blessing in disguise of a hedonic adjustment is, it doors close, doors open, and then or everything all the walls fall down, and you're stood there and you're like, who's actually got my back? If I called up someone right now, would they answer? You know what I mean? Like, you really, I don't know if the term's being grateful, but you really sort of realise who, it cuts the grass. You see all the snakes. You're like, right, this person is chipping away at me here, like unnecessarily, like derailing conversations to ask pointless questions, to pretend to be interested. You know what I mean? Like, so I can't sit still. I've got a lot of energy, hence why I go to the gym. I smash the gym up every night. Don't watch Crime Watch. And for me, it's because if I didn't do that, I feel like, I don't know if this is true, but I feel like I would go burn it off elsewhere, like perhaps go to the pub or something. I'd find ways to burn that energy, or I wouldn't sleep, and I'd rather use that productively. But I can't go home and sit there and watch EastEnders. That ain't gonna happen. It just, to me, I'm not even going to say what I'd rather do instead of that, but to me, that is just nothingness. If you are that person with an iPad or something, you're drawing away or something, perhaps that quiet moment of having that white noise, which is TV, just absolute slop, helps you focus on drawing, perhaps. Like, so you can have, like, it's like having the radio on in the background, because I'm going to be real, I haven't watched TV in ages, but sometimes you might go into a friend's house or something and catch a bit, and you watch it, you're just like, what is this? People, like, this is like, millions of people watch this, and I'm just like, it means nothing to me. Absolutely nothingness. And again, so and you learn a lot as well by like building these little things up. So, for instance, I'm using Rumble now. I think Rumble's a really good platform. In fact, I've got to start uploading these videos to Rumble. And I just, it's just 10, 15, 20 minutes a day, and I make 20 odd p a day. Yeah, let's go. Passive income, but it's not passive because but do you know what I mean? Like, but again, that might be 30p soon, and then 40p, and then I'm making $1 a day. Then that pays for my gym membership. You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool. I like the thought of that. And this is another thing that people won't do. They won't start working for the pennies, or they won't lowball when they first start off and start doing like friendly jobs for people just to get the taste for the water. Maybe they don't even want to do it, or maybe they need more equipment for when they approach a job. They go to a friend's house and go, I do this or that, or I make cupcakes, and then they ain't got the boxes, or they ain't got they realise the costs of the little baking powder cups, you know, the baking, they're like baking paper cup things. So like you go, oh, actually, there's not actually any money in it. Also, it might be too saturated. But I like what this person does, so I can niche down on this. And I'll tell you what, people do like quality these days. I do it more and more with clothes. I'm looking at labels to see the mix of, you know, I'm trying to move away from polyester, but a lot of gym stuff is polyester, but I'm trying to go cotton. And I've actually just bought some Fruit and Loom cotton t-shirts and some Gildan t-shirts. And that's like another little passion project. But I want to test the materials as well. So heavy cotton, it's got to be heavy cotton. And then you get like t-shirts that are from £3.50 to, these are blanks, to like £6. And I'm like, what's the difference? You can buy minimals now. There's no minimums, so you can buy one. I'm like, cool. I'll just print on it myself. Like I want to get more into that. Life's moving fast, and again, having that little side hustle is super good for the mind. And then, you know, burning off energy, body, and then spirit, man. I just think every day, just make your bed, be grateful thing. If you're not a religious person, you know, perhaps there's a moment of like clarity when you're just drinking your coffee and you're staring out into the bush, like the one out there, and you just go, and there's like birds and the world's moving, like, and you're just going to be like, yeah, I'm in this. You know, there's the philosopher. I don't know who the philosopher is, but there's only two things in life you can do: you struggle or struggle. There's two ways of struggling. You can go become a fatty batty bum bum and eat loads of food, or you can go to the gym and struggle lifting heavy bits of metal. And maybe you have to be more concerned about what you eat. You can't be a passive consumer, and you know, that's still like, oh, now it's inconvenient. Like my diet needs to be convenient. I'm busy, you know. So that's a struggle in itself. Like people struggle with time, don't they? So you're like, oh, you're gonna be healthier. Oh, now I need to buy a new pair of jeans because I've lost weight. You know, kind of a nice little treat. I remember that happened to me. I was like, nothing fits me, and I was like, it's gonna cost me money, but it's a good one. I hope the hedonic adjustment is, I think, it's not living in fear, but if you always think like, what's going to happen at some point, and am I ready for it? Can hedonic adjustments be good? Imagine if you bumped into someone like the love of your life. I don't know. Again, I don't know what the meaning is. I've heard this cool word and I've heard it used, and then so if I've got the whole understanding of it wrong, please comment below. But yeah. Getting back in the swing of things with the videos. I wanted to talk about tax and that, but the video is getting a bit long. I don't want to do tax, but I've got to pay my tax. Hopefully I've saved all the files from the previous year, because you do 1 year ahead, don't you? I'm not paying my accountant this year. I'm not paying £140 for her to make me an Excel sheet of something I've already made. So I'm just going to do it all myself. Maybe I'll get into that and the struggles of tax. Live stream me paying my tax whilst crying. Like and subscribe, guys. Peace. I hope everyone has a nice week.